Hey everyone, it's Matthew here again at Earthworks in the greenhouse, and today we are going to spotlight the ZZ plant, otherwise known as Zamioculcas zamiifolia, which is a mouthful, but you can see why it was shortened down just to ZZ. But the Zamioculcas zamiifolia is a lot of fun to say. It is a bit of a tongue twister, but this is for the beginner, for the introductory course in Houseplant 101. If you want to boost your morale, boost your ego, impress your friends and your houseplant keeping abilities, this is a good place to start. Now, a lot of you have moved on past some of these easy plants, but there's a reason why these are so prolific when you go to different garden centers and different greenhouses, because they are reliable. They look great. They have an exotic appeal to them. They originate northeastern Africa from Kenya down to South Africa. And on the eastern side of Africa, it's also called the Zanzibar gem, is another common name for it. But this is a plant that you could literally stick in the closet for a month, come back, open the door, and it'll look exactly the same. There are very few plants that you can say that's true. So I have actually tested that because I said it a lot to customers, just kind of as a funny way of saying, oh, it's an easy plant to grow. And then one customer called me out, they're like, how do you know? Have you ever tried it? So I did it, and it looked exactly the same a month later. I actually killed, and you guys don't hold this against me, but I actually killed my first ZZ plant because I overwatered it. I loved it too much. There's a saying about the ZZ plant that if you water your ZZ more often than you pay rent, you're watering it too often, okay? So approximately once a month, maybe 3 weeks, once a month, but you want these to be very, very dry before watering them. The reason is that they have a rhizomatous root system that has the ability to store water. So you water them, and that type of root system can actually not only utilize what it needs at the time, but actually store extra water, okay? So if you're watering too often, what's going to happen is you're going to have root rot. And root rot is one of the easiest ways to kill your houseplants or any plant in general. So you really want this thing, think of it like a cacti, think of it like a succulent, except for it likes very low light conditions, but the watering conditions are very similar to desert plants, okay? So lighting conditions. So this has a lot of variable lighting conditions in reference to growing it indoors. So indoors, although it can take very low, shady, almost nil light conditions outdoors, indoors it can take some pretty bright, indirect through a window conditions, and that's going to keep the form and structure of the plant more compact. The less light it has over time, the stems will become more elongated and also kind of more arcing. The plant itself can get like 2 by 2, almost 3 by 3 when it's full grown. I've seen these in commercial situations like in office buildings where they've been there for many years under very low light conditions. Still alive, still looking great. As a matter of fact, the first one I saw indoors that was almost full grown, I thought was artificial, but it was not. Found some yellow leaves on it eventually, but it was amazing. But it was very long and very arcing. It had a very graceful appearance to it. So depending on how much light you put into it or allow it to get will determine whether it's more compact or a little bit more loose, airy, and kind of elongated in appearance. But either way, for a gift, for a friend, for yourself, this is one of the easiest houseplants you could ever attempt. Thanks a lot, you guys. We'll see you next time.